What if the very fabric of your being, your boundless capacity for empathy, is not merely a gift, but a psychological crucible that, left untempered, forges your own prison? We laud the empath, the deep feeler, the emotional sponge of humanity, yet seldom acknowledge the silent, insidious struggle beneath the surface of their giving nature. This isn't just about emotional overwhelm, it's about a profound philosophical conundrum at the heart of the empathic experience. Nietzsche, the great re-evaluator, challenged us to scrutinize our most cherished virtues, asking if our goodness might, in fact, be a hidden form of weakness. And for the empath, this provocation strikes at the core of their identity. Today, we confront the deepest, most paradoxical fear that every empath must conquer to truly be free. Not the fear of suffering, nor the fear of others' pain, but the profound, almost unspeakable dread of their own inherent power. For many of you watching, this resonates on a deeply personal level. You find yourselves caught in a relentless cycle, constantly absorbing the emotions of others, always giving, always understanding, until you're utterly drained. Your compassion, intended as a beacon of light, often becomes an open wound. You're the friend everyone calls when they're in crisis, the colleague who smooths over conflicts, the partner who carries the emotional weight of the relationship. But who is there for you when your cup is empty? This self-sacrificing pattern often leads to toxic relationships where your energy is relentlessly siphoned, to feelings of profound resentment and burnout, and to a pervasive sense of self-betrayal. You yearn for boundaries, for self-preservation, but a deep-seated guilt cripples your ability to act. You might even find yourself sabotaging your own well-being, unconsciously believing that your worth is tied to your suffering for others. The existential question looms large. If I stop giving, if I stop feeling everyone's pain, who am I? This isn't merely a question of self-care. It's a profound crisis of identity rooted in a fear you might not even consciously recognize. The secret fear, the one that holds empaths captive, isn't external. It's an internal, existential dread of their own. Healthy aggression, their assertive will, their capacity to say no, and ultimately, their own power. It's the fear of integrating what Jung called the shadow, those parts of ourselves we deem unacceptable, unempathic, or even selfish. For the empath, the shadow isn't just repressed anger or ego, it's the very force of self-preservation, the vital instinct that prioritizes self-interest. You fear that if you embrace this power, you might become cold, uncaring, or like them, the very people whose negativity you instinctively recoil from. This fear is a distorted interpretation of what it means to be good, to be kind, to be loving. Let's unpack this through the lens of philosophical psychology. First, Nietzsche's will to power. Often gravely misunderstood as a drive for domination, is, at its core, a drive for self-overcoming, for growth, for becoming who you truly are. For the empath, this means directing that will inward, mastering their own emotional landscape and asserting their self-worth. It's a revaluation of what it means to be virtuous. Is boundless self-sacrifice truly virtuous if it annihilates the self? Nietzsche would argue that true strength lies in creating your own values, not just absorbing those imposed by others or by a generalized need to be good. Your will to power must be the will to define your own boundaries, to nurture your own inner fire, and to assert your sovereign self in a world that constantly demands your energy. It is the will to be rather than to be absorbed. Then we have Jung's concept of the shadow. The shadow is not inherently evil. It simply comprises the aspects of our personality that our conscious ego has rejected or suppressed. For the empath, this often includes healthy assertiveness, self-interest, anger as a boundary-setting mechanism, and the ability to say no without guilt. These are seen as unempathic traits banished to the unconscious. But what happens when the shadow is unacknowledged? It doesn't disappear. It gets projected onto others, often attracting individuals who embody the very traits you've suppressed: strong-willed, demanding, sometimes even manipulative personalities. The empath's fear of their own shadow, their own capacity for robust self-assertion, leads them to draw in those who will assert power over them. Integrating the shadow means recognizing that your healthy aggression is not a destructive force, but a necessary tool for self-protection, a vital component of your wholeness. It is the courage to be selfish in the healthiest sense, to prioritize your well-being so you can genuinely offer your gifts from a place of abundance, not depletion. Finally, a touch of Machiavellian pragmatism. Not for manipulation, but for self-preservation. While Machiavelli is often associated with ruthless ambition, his core insight lay in understanding human nature, its self-interest, its darker currents. For an empath, a healthy dose of this realism means acknowledging that not everyone operates with good intentions, and some people will exploit your kindness. It means developing discernment, not cynicism. It means understanding that protecting your emotional and energetic resources is not a failing of your empathy, but a necessary act of wisdom. It's about being astute enough to recognize energy vampires, to understand power dynamics, and to make strategic choices about where and to whom you extend your precious energy. This isn't about becoming heartless. It's about becoming psychologically intelligent enough to wield your empathy as a potent, discerning force, rather than allowing it to be a vulnerability. This secret fear manifests as chronic exhaustion, the inability to say no, a constant state of people-pleasing and attracting individuals who drain you. But true empathy, genuine compassion, flows from a wellspring of self-integrity, not from an empty, guilt-ridden cup. You cannot truly serve others if you are consistently abandoning yourself. Conquering this fear isn't about becoming less empathetic, it's about becoming a stronger, more effective, and freer empath. So, how do we begin to conquer this profound secret fear? It starts with conscious, deliberate action to integrate your true power. Here are 3 vital steps. 1. Embrace your inner no as a sacred boundary. Recognize that no is a complete sentence and a powerful act of self-love. It's not a rejection of the other person, but an affirmation of your own needs and limits. Practice saying no to small requests, to minor energy drains, even if it feels uncomfortable. This is your healthy shadow asserting itself, carving out the space you need to breathe and regenerate. Start with the small, low-stakes situations and build your no muscle. Each no to something you don't genuinely want to do is a yes to yourself. 2. Define and protect your energy field. Visualize your personal energy as a contained, sovereign space. Who gets an invitation into that space? Who truly deserves your profound emotional investment? This is where Machiavellian discernment becomes your shield. Learn to observe, to listen, to sense whether interactions are reciprocal or extractive. Don't immediately open your gates to everyone. Develop a conscious filter. Before engaging deeply, ask yourself, is this interaction energizing or draining? Is this person truly seeking help, or are they seeking to offload their responsibility onto me? This isn't about judging, it's about wise stewardship of your most precious resource. 3. Cultivate healthy aggression through self-assertion. This isn't about becoming aggressive against others, but for yourself. It's the Nietzschean fire of self-preservation, the energy that allows you to assert your needs, defend your boundaries, and stand firm in your values. This might look like clearly communicating your limits, confidently stating your preferences, or channeling that powerful internal energy into creative self-expression. When you feel a boundary being crossed, instead of shrinking or feeling guilty, tap into that assertive energy. Imagine it as a protective force field, not a weapon. This integration of your healthy aggression allows you to engage with the world from a place of strength, not vulnerability. Conquering this secret fear is not a betrayal of your empathetic nature. It is its ultimate refinement. It is the path to becoming a sovereign empath, one who can feel deeply without being consumed, one who can give generously from a place of genuine abundance, and one who can navigate the complexities of human interaction with wisdom, strength, and unwavering self-respect. This journey is your personal revaluation of values, a resculpting of your own inner landscape. The freedom that awaits you on the other side of this fear is profound, the freedom to be truly yourself, powerful and empathetic in equal measure. Your greatest power is not in feeling everything, but in mastering what you feel and choosing where and how you share your light. If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. What is one small step you can take today to embrace your healthy power? Like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into philosophical psychology, and join our community of seekers. Until next time, embark on your journey of self-overcoming and reclaim the magnificent power that is inherently yours.